Here he is, our friend, professional film critic, Lights Camera Jackson. First off, congrats to the Philadelphia Eagles. Is that who won the game on Sunday?
Yes, fly Eagles fly. There were 2 million people in Philly yesterday for the parade. Yes,
oh my
yes,
God.
yes.
Fire up the police scanner. Let the criminals out.
Oh, stop.
Just kind of call Jackson a criminal a little bit.
He's not, though. He doesn't represent those people. I'm surprised that, seriously, I got to tell you.
It was nice. I thought
they actually
yeah.
celebrated pretty, like, a lot more modestly than I thought they were going to. With the exception of eating dog poop, I thought most Philly Eagle fans were pretty well behaved.
Hey, Philly fans have a great time when it comes to celebrations, and they certainly did that yesterday. And the game itself, I was quiet during the whole game. I smiled and laughed through Timberlake's halftime show. I thought he rocked it, but I was very quiet. I was cautiously optimistic through the entire game, and the strategy worked. It really did.
Yeah, well, you had to figure, right, with 2.5 minutes left to go, and Brady with the ball.
Oh, he had way too much time.
All the timeouts. Before that strip sack fumble, like, you're thinking to yourself, well, we're just watching. Brady's going to do what Brady does, and the Eagles are going to find a way to lose this game because he's going to find a way to win it.
Right. Yeah, no, I was on the edge of my seat on my new couch in the house, and
great game.
Yeah, it was something. And let me tell you guys what I thought about Timberlake.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I thought he was fantastic. I thought it was the best halftime show I've ever seen.
I didn't think so at all.
I loved it.
Really? Wait
He's
a second.
showman.
The best you've ever seen, though? Like Bruno Mars and all these great ones from the years past? Really?
You see, they were more predictable. What Timberlake did was unpredictable, starting from underneath, coming up, all the stuff for Prince, and him going into the crowd at the end. When I told you guys when I met Timberlake in December 2016 at the Critics' Choice Awards, I told you he had no security. You walked right up to him. He was great. I snapped a pic with him. He was fantastic. And so this shows what kind of a great guy he is by going into the crowd. He only had like 2 bodyguards, and they kept the distance from him as he was doing his thing.
But you also have to realize
you know the
he's
inside.
just happy 'cause his team won.
Listen, the inside. You have inside information. You know that Justin didn't just go into the crowd. Like, those people were super VIP. Did you see all the levels of the different lanyards and things like that they had? Those were like executive VIP,
privileged kid.
VIP, and then the privileged brat from
No, he's not a brat. You don't know that. He's only 13.
Nothing good about that.
He's going to be on Ellen
Doesn't matter.
today.
He goes into the crowd where anybody could do anything
lazy.
in this day and age, and he felt fearless. The whole show was fearless, and that's what I loved about it.
No, listen, I hated everything about that game.
I didn't hate it. I just felt like he could have done
Including
a lot
the game.
more.
All right, listen, I respect your opinion. I just totally disagree. So let's talk movies, because there are some new ones opening up, and I think we'll just preview them. I think that's the best thing to do. By the way, none of these movies, well, I should say 50 Shades and then also the new Clint Eastwood film, I don't know about Peter Rabbit, are really getting any kind of good reviews. It could be another Jumanji week for all we know.
No, there's no way in heck Jumanji's winning at the box office again. It's won 4 out of the 5 weekends. But look, 50 Shades is probably going to win. They only screened 50 Shades last night. They didn't screen Peter Rabbit or 1517 to Paris anywhere around the country, which was an interesting decision. 50 Shades, the trilogy is finally over. This is it. 50 Shades Freed. So this movie will come out this weekend, and then on Wednesday it'll be Valentine's Day, Valentine's night, and then once all that money is made, this film will fall off the face of the earth, and the world will finally be freed from having to think about this saga.
So Peter Rabbit, any good? Is that you take the kids to that movie this weekend? Who sees that?
No, you wait till Early Man next week, which is the Aardman animated film, which I saw the other day, which is simply fantastic. They do it again. This Peter Rabbit movie does not look good at all. I think Beatrix Potter has got to be rolling over in her grave because this is just ridiculous looking. James Corden voicing Peter Rabbit. Look, I like James Corden, but every time he does a voiceover role, it's just his voice, and so it's just his voice over and over and over again, and it looks really silly slap.
Like he doesn't put any kind of emphasis into it? It's just like him reading his monologue? Is that what you mean?
It's the Late Late Show with Peter Rabbit. That's what it is, yes.
That was your English accent, Jackson. I liked it.
I got it.
I liked it.
An English accent for 7:20 in the morning. Yes.
This makes sense now why you love Justin Timberlake halftime.
Oh, no.
Really? Oh, man.
No, don't take that.
Look,
Listen.
I can't stop the feeling about it.
So the 15/17th of Paris, it's a fantastic story and one that we were all captivated
and Clint
by.
Eastwood.
And so you figure, right, Clint Eastwood, in fact, maybe I'm wrong, but the actual heroes who made that stop on that train star in this film too, right? So it has all the makings of what looks like it could be another great Clint Eastwood film, and it looks like it's a dud.
Well, right. They play themselves. It was an interesting casting choice by Clint Eastwood, who is now 87 years old.
Oh, my
ding, ding,
gosh.
ding. My gosh, he's still going strong, though, making all these movies, following up American Sniper and Sully, two other recent drama biopic depictions of a real-life true story event. Here's the thing. This movie, 15/17 to Paris, it's only 94 minutes long, and I'm thinking to myself going in, is the event itself not going to take a lot of time and we have to do a lot of backstory? That's kind of what happened with Sully. Sully was a 95-minute movie. The event itself took up some of the film, but not a whole lot. They had to go back to Sully Sullenberger's childhood to get more out of it, and then the aftermath. So that's what I'm thinking about this going in. I don't think this film will make a lot of money this weekend.
Excellent job as always, Jackson. Congrats again on the film previews.
And your Eagles winning the Super Bowl. There's another thing.
Chrissy gets that one for today. Yeah.
And if people want more from you, how can they do that?
Lights-camera-jackson.com, Twitter at LCJ Reviews. Later today, I'll have my review up for this year's Oscar-nominated animated short films, which is also out this weekend.
Great job, buddy. Have
Thanks,
a fantastic
Jackson.
weekend.